Hi, this is Asim Datta. Today is November 30th, 2021. We are studying Bhagavad Geeta, chapter 18, under the umbrella of Bharat Sevashram Sangha, New Jersey. Friends and devotees, with pranam to Yogacharya Swami Pranavananda ji, we'll start our session. Last time we did up to text 12. So I'll start with text 12 one more time so we know at what point we left the discussion. Text 12, please follow with me. Anishtamishtam misrangscha trividham karmana phalam bhavo attaginam pritta na tu sannashinam kachit. Anishtam, ishtam, pleasant, unpleasant, and the mixture of this. When we do work, there is always results. How the result could be? Some results we like it, others we may not like it. And there is a mixture of this. But a tyagi, he doesn't accept the results. He doesn't get tangled up with the results. And the sannyasi, he doesn't get tangled with the result either. Unpleasant and pleasant, mixture of good and bad, both are the three kinds of results attained by those who do not relinquish the results of their action. See, if we don't give up the results of the action, then we end up getting the action and we are touched by it. But a sannyasi, he doesn't get tangled up with his results. So to him, it doesn't matter whether it is anishta or ishta, something he likes, enjoyable or not enjoyable, or the mixture of it. These are the three kind of karma phal, trividham karmana phalam, results of action. Whenever we have action, we have three kind of results that we can expect. One is something we like very much, something we don't like, others we like it, we accept it as is, though we may not like it that much. But if we are together with the results, then I got this reaction to all this liking, disliking, raga, desha. So for a sannyasi, it doesn't matter because he doesn't get tangled up with the fruits of action. Next, let's discuss. Now Bhagavan is saying, what are the five items that control our action? Text 30. Panchamani mahabaho karunani nibodhame sankhe kitante praktani siddhaye sarva karmonam. Panchamani mahabaho. This time, Sri Krishna is telling Arjun Mahabahu. What is Sri Krishna saying, Arjun? 5 doctrines are mentioned in Shankha philosophy to accomplish all action. Here for me, those 5 principles. What are the 5 principles? Panchamani Mahabahu, Karonani Nibodhame, Sankhya Kitante. Sankhya Kitante is essentially Upanishad. Kitante, the end of all Shastra, that is Vedanta. Praktani Siddhaya Sarva Karmonam. So 5 kinds of action. What are those 5? Text 14. Adhishtanam tatha karta karanam cha prithak vidham vividhascha prithak chesta doivan chaiva vatro panchamam. Text 14. Those are a place, the doer, a variety of causes, numerous attempts, and the last one are divine blessing from the absolute being. So what are the five items that to accomplish a action, we need 5 items. What is, there should be an office address, which is that body. Those are a place. We need a place. What is the place? The body. Work is happening around the body. That is the place of the office. We need a causes. What kind of work we're going to do. Okay. We need, after the causes, we need tools, right? We need a place, we need the tool, then we need the energy, which is the prana, different kind of prana. In other words, the enthusiasm to do the work. Then we need a doer. So aham, we have a doer. Then the last one, Bhagavan, with interesting thing is this literature. It doesn't loudly proclaim about divine blessing, but in every discussion, we see how Bhagavan Sri Krishna introduced where we lost everything. We need divine blessing. Look at this. We can accomplish a job. I have a body. With the body, through the body, I do the work. Then we have the tools. What are the tools? My 5 indriyas, my eyes, ears, smell, and then 5 action tools, which is my hand, feet, and then we have aham. Who is going to do the work? I. That's my aham and my intellect. So we have everything. But still there is something else. See, we plan everything. I have all the tools. I wanted to do this lecture. Then we lose the electricity. See, there is something beyond my control, no matter how much I try. And that is called Daiva. That is the divine. So many factor works needed behind my eyes. We did a beautiful vaccination. Pfizer came up with the vaccine. We gave everything. Now, all on a sudden, from South Africa, we got another variant. We never thought about it, and it came. We are rushing. I planned everything. I got a Uber. I'm going to the airport. I'm going to go to Boston. I started rushing. I called the Uber 3 times. Finally, Uber showed up. I'm rushing because I'm going to miss the flight. I go to the airport and say, okay, flight was delayed. So you see, I was so anxious for something. Then I got so relaxed. That is Daivam. No matter what we do, we plan, we have all our tools, all our intelligence. But end of the day, we need a Daiva. We need divine blessing. What is Daiva? Some people call that luck. We can call them luck. Oh, he was lucky, we got it. But there is another factor outside all the tools and the doer, myself, and the reason to do the work. If we don't have divine blessing, we cannot be accomplished. Daiva cha ubam panchamam. These are the fifth one. Fifth one is doiva. Verse 15. Shoriro bako mano bhijat karma praravate nara najjang va viparitang va panchaite tasya hetava. Lawful or unlawful, whatever actions people initiate to do by body, by mind, and the words, these five are the causes. So this, no matter what we do with our body, with our mind, this is how we work. Without our mind, nothing works. I got to make up my mind. And all work goes through mind and by words. If we look at who are the big leaders, what they do, they don't do a whole lot, but they inspire people. A prime example is Martin Luther King Jr. How Martin Luther King inspired people. What did he do? Did he do a lot? No. It is the word. And that's why we say Shabda Brahma. Shabda Brahma, with the word, you can energize people. And throughout the world, over the years, we see again and again how word create action. So lawful or unlawful, whatever action people initiate to do by the body, by the mind, and the words, these five are the causes. What are those five? Odhishtanam tatha karta karanangsha prithak vidam vividhascha prithak chesta doibon chaiva panchamam. Place, a doer, a variety of causes, numerous attempts, and the last one are the divine blessings. Let's look at verse 16. Tatra evang shati kartaram atmanam kevalantu ja pashyata kito buddhi tanno sapashyati durmati. Despite that, because of lack of right knowledge, when someone perceives free and detached jivatma or soul as the doer, his intellect is impure and here he doesn't see the truth. Now he is slowly coming back to the real teaching. Sri Krishna telling, despite that, I'm doing all the work, right? Because of lack of right knowledge, when someone perceives free and detached jivatma or the soul as the doer, at this point, the difference between a sannyasi and tyagi. A tyagi had to give up all the results of his action. A sannyasi giving up himself. Despite that, because of lack of right knowledge, when someone perceives free and detached jivatma or the soul as the doer, his intellect is impure and he really doesn't see the truth. What is the truth? I am not doing it. I am not doing it. It is that Brahma. And finally, Sri Krishna, it's like, he got upset. He's trying to explain again and again that a doer, you are not the doer. I am not the doer. Behind it, there is doibo. There is that unattached, ajar, amar, akshay, imperishable Brahman behind our back, all the way to the screen. Tatraiva sati kartar atmanam kevalantu ja. See, kevalantu. Despite that, because of lack of right knowledge, when someone perceives free and detached jivatma, I am doing it. See, this is the idea. Jivatma. I am the one doing it. And this, my soul is the doer. his intellect is impure. Shapashati durmati. Shapashati durmati. He got wrong thought, wrong knowledge. And then Bhagavan Sri Krishna, almost getting upset, he is giving an extreme example. Jasya naham krito bhavo buddhi jasya nalipate hatta pisha ibam lokan nahanti na nibaddhate. I am the doer, he who is free from this attitude of his mind, whose intellect is not attached to anything. Even though he kills all these people, practically he doesn't kill anybody. As a result, he is not attached to anything. Finally, Sri Krishna telling, look, you can do all the good work, but even you kill people, still is not you are doing. This is an extreme example. Is it true that he's declaring that go ahead, start killing people? No, it's not that. It is, he is telling the extreme example. What is that? Extreme tamasic work is to destroy somebody, kill somebody. And if you want to do that, then even then, buddhi jasya na lipate. Jasya naham krito bhavo. You are not thinking that I am doing it. It is God's work. Na lipate. Hatta pisha ishamolokanno honti na nibaddhate. Don't take it as an example of trying to go ahead and kill it. He's giving an extreme example. Extreme tamasic work even you do without any result expectation and have this knowledge that I am not the doer. Neutral Brahman is the doer. Then nothing touch you because you didn't accept it as the doer. Who is doer? Brahman. See, all our miseries start with this acceptance of my results. There's a beautiful story I heard from a Swamiji one time. You see, a train comes, train is leaving New York Penn Station. And in the train, in the first class compartment, Amtrak train going to Boston, a person is sitting there. And here comes a beautiful lady with a leather suitcase, leather bag, and leave it in the compartment and tell this gentleman to, can you put this up on the rack? He does it. And as soon as it comes, he started thinking, oh, this young lady is coming with me. I have to take her telephone number. I have to talk to her. He started creating stories in his mind. Train leaves the station. That lady never shows up. Then he started thinking that she might be in another compartment. Maybe she got tied up with some other work. And he's still dreaming that she has to come back to take this suitcase. And when she come back, I'll talk to her. Maybe I'll take the telephone number. Maybe in Boston, I'll meet her. He started creating all kinds of stories in his mind. Then come to Boston. He take that luggage, get off. And when he get up at the platform, bunch of civil dress, FBI agents circle him up. He says, what is this? He says, is this your suitcase? He is so addicted. Immediately he says, yes, it's my suitcase. He's thinking now there might be ornament inside. See, the suitcase doesn't belong to him. And he tells, yes, it is mine. He is still thinking that young lady will come to him to claim the suitcase and he will talk to the lady. FBI says, you sure this is yours? He says, yes, it's my suitcase. Then they say, okay, open it. So the policemen come, they open the suitcase. Inside the suitcase, they see dead body of a baby. Now you see, this suitcase didn't belong to him. He got tangled up with that. Then he started thinking all these stories. And finally he got messed up with the FBI. See, all action, things that doesn't belong to us, we accept it. This is the education for not accepting results. It's not my work. I am doing it. Still, I do the work. I have to do the work. We learned that earlier, that we have to do work because without work, we cannot live. Nobody can survive without working. And we have a responsibility to work. But we cannot get tangled up with the results. Results is not mine. If I started claiming the results, I get into trouble. Results is not mine. I have responsibility to do the ma phaleshu kadachan. Never think about the results. Next, we do verse 18. Jnanam geo parikkata tividha karma chodana karanam karma karteti tividho karma sangraha. Number 18. Knowledge, object of knowledge, and the knower. These three motivates all action. What we need to do action? We need the knowledge about the action, what you are going to do. Object of knowledge, some item that we are going after, and the knower. These three motivates all action. On the other hand, instrument, the action itself, and the doer, these three constitute all works. A person wants to build a school for the unlucky and underprivileged children in an area where education is badly needed. For that, there is need for three things like knowledge, object of knowledge, and the knower. Here, the idea to build a school for the underprivileged children is the knowledge. The school is the object of knowledge, and the person who got this noble idea to build the school is the knower. Above mentioned three matters are motivating factor to build a school. Next thing are the doer, deeds and instrument. It is to give a practical shape of the said noble idea. In this case, the doer is the person who will build the school with the help of others. Deed is the act to build the school, and instrument are tools and machines which are used to work. These three constitute of all action. Jnana geo parikkata trividha karma chodana karanam karma karteti trividha karma sangrahe. Gyan, geo, gata. We need the knowledge of the issue we are working on. Somebody will know it about, and we understand what to be learned. What is the knowledge? These three, when get together, then we get action. And who does the action? With our indriya. We have the action, indriya, hand, foot, mind, all that, kriya, karta, karan, and all this kriya, when in combination, create work. See, the word is karanam karma karteti trividho karma sangraha. Bottom line is Atma, the Brahman, he doesn't do anything. See, here is the Vedantic darshan. We think Brahman is doing it. He doesn't get involved with any action. We do the action. Who does? Jivatma. What is Jivatma? Jivatma is the reflection of that original Brahman, of that imperishable Brahman. This is the knowledge. Knowledge is that Brahman doesn't, God is not doing all this work because he doesn't get tangled up with all this. We are doing all this, and all this universe, anything we see around us is a reflection of that single Brahman. We'll see more in the next few verses how this Atma is not doing any work. He doesn't get mixed up with this work. Verse 19, Jnanam karmo cha karta cha tridhaiva guno bhedat prochate guna sankhane jatha varshintu tannapi. According to the distinction of gunas in Shankar philosophy, knowledge, action, and doer are classified into three categories. Here, all about them. Now, Bhagavan Sri Krishna is telling that what are the distinction of gunas, again is coming back to Sattva, Raja, Tamo. Based on three gunas, how the action could be different. According to the distinction of gunas in Shankar philosophy, knowledge, action, and doer are classified into three categories. Here, all about them from me. Sarva bhuteshu janoikam bhavavakhayo ikhate abhibhaktang vibhakteshu tagyanam viddhishatikam. Now Bhagavan is saying, what are the idea that with this work someone has based on Sattva, Raja, Tamo gunas. With our natural gunas, we get this answer. You see, Sarva Bhuteshu, Sattik Buddhi, Sattik knowledge is Sarva Bhuteshu Janaikam Bhavam Abhikhate, Abhibhaktang Vibhakteshu, Tagyanam Viddhi Shatikam. That knowledge is Sattik knowledge by which a person perceives the divine presence of one and without a second, undivided and imperishable object in all beings, though onward they seem to be separate. See, this is the nature of looking at the whole world. A Sattik knowledge is that knowledge that in everybody has that Brahman. Everybody is the reflection of that Supreme Lord. And once we have that, you don't have any enmity with anybody, because then everybody is your friend. Everybody is my friend, because everybody, God is in everybody. You see, when Bharat Sevasram Sangha does the charity work, they don't compare what is their religion, how they look, which country they are from. They do service in all over the world. And their action speaks from the knowledge of Sattik knowledge. Why Sattik knowledge? Because they don't make the difference with people, with group, with club. You see, we also have our own God. This is my God, that is not your God. So if you have your God, then I don't like that. This abhibhaktang vibhakteshu tattvagyana viddhishatikam. This breaking down, everybody is different, this sense is wrong, because God is in everybody. If that is true, then that is Sattik knowledge. In Sattvik knowledge, there is no difference with each and everybody, every organization. So with this break, with this wrong knowledge, we create all the fighting, all the difference, all the liking and dislike. Next, 21st. Pritakatena tu jajagyanam nana bhavan pitak vidhan vitti sarveshu bhuteshu tagyanam vidhi rajasham. What is Rajasic knowledge? But Rajasic knowledge is that knowledge by which one feels each entity is separate, independent, and different from one another because it appears to be dissimilar. So Rajasic knowledge is that wrong knowledge which looks at people differently, the whole world differently. There's a different country, different organization, different food habit, different color, and that's what they create all the fighting, all the liking and disliking. So what the Sattvik knowledge is everybody the same, because everybody is part of that God, part of that Supreme Brahman. But Rajasic knowledge is that knowledge by which one feels each entity is separate, independent, and different from one another because it appears to be dissimilar. You see how the knowledge, wrong knowledge, create problem. The minute I started thinking that this is a different group, this is a different country, this is a different culture, I get into trouble. Then I come liking, disliking. This is my culture, my color, my type of people, my God, my temple. Sattvik knowledge is not that. Why you can see that Sattvik? Because he knows that behind the scene is all the same God. Number 23. Niyatam sangrohitam ragot deshatakritam apolo prepshuna karma jat tat satvikam muchyate. Again, action performed by a person who expects the reward. Number 23. Those actions are said to be Sattvik action, which are performed because it was a duty to do that which are done in a mood of detachment. Where I'm going to the verse 22nd. I missed it, sorry. Jattu kitstabo vidashmimam kajya shaktum ahitukam atagdakto vadanshansho tat tamosho udharitam. But knowledge that is exclusively attached, wrongfully, no one action with no reason, no logic behind, and it is aimless. That knowledge is known as tamasic knowledge. What is tamasic knowledge? A knowledge that is exclusively attached. Attachment tangled up with raga desha. Wrongfully, no one action with no reason. Illogical action. Logic with no reason, no logic behind, and endless. Tamasic action, he doesn't have any planning. He doesn't have the right tool. That knowledge is known as tamasic knowledge. A beautiful story. When in Ramayana has this beautiful story. Sugriv, when Ram is ready to attack Ravana and get Sita back, Sugriv was so devotee, such a strong devotee. He says, I'm going to go by myself. I'll go and bring Sita back. So he goes on top of the mountain, jump and land on the body of Ravana. Ravana, look at him. He doesn't have any issue. Sugriv has no clan, no instrument, but he jumped and says, I'm going to get Sita back. What Ravana does? Ravana takes Sugriv and put it under his arm. So Ravana is so powerful, so vast. See, this is tamasic action. Action that have no planning, because he is so blind with one-track mind that he wanted to go and think any way he can win it. I don't care what is the results. I don't care who get hurt. I want my wish, whatever my planning is. He doesn't have proper tool, but knowledge that is exclusively attached wrongfully to one action with no reason. He doesn't think back and forth. What will be the results of this action? No logic behind it, and it is aimless. That knowledge is known as tamasic knowledge. You see, we should be feeling privileged that we are studying this literature. This literature, forget about religion. It is not religion. This is what we are studying is human psychology, human characteristic, analysis of human character to its extreme level. I mean, this could be a college course. What we are talking is nothing outside the practical knowledge of everyday life. And with this knowledge, why we are getting this knowledge? To run our life better, to learn how to run our life. It is not to criticize others. I keep on thinking that myself again and again. It is not to think about others. It is for my improvement. Now see where we started. Chapter 18 started with difference between Sannyasi and Tyagi. Well, who is a Tyagi? Tyagi is someone who doesn't have any entanglement with fruits of action. Tyagi who can give up results of action. He does work, right work, never expect any answer. Expect any results, good or bad. So since he doesn't expect any results, the quality of results, he doesn't have any problem because it's not my work. I did my work. That's it. I don't expect anything. Then who is Sannyasi? Sannyasi is that one who has the knowledge that I am not the, who is doing it? I am doing it. That's why I have to give up my results of action. If I am not the doer, then that level is gone. So the difference between Sannyasi and Tyagi, Sannyasi knows that Brahman is the doer. I am not the doer. This lack of doership, lack of ownership is the Sannyasi. He's still going to be Tyagi. He doesn't have any attachment with the results of work, but he will have the knowledge that Supreme Lord is the God. He is the owner of all this action. So we learn three kinds of work that could happen from Rajasic, Tamasic, and Sattic knowledge. Next one, number 23. Niyatam Shanga Shangarohitam Rago Deshatakritam Apollo Prepshuna Karma Jatat Shattikamuchate. Those actions are said to be Sattik. What are now he's talking about different kind of action. Those actions are said to be of Sattvik action, which are performed because it was a duty to do that, which are done in a mood of detachment. See, look at the words, this same word coming back again, which are completed relinquishing the desires of the results of action, and which are carried out by not caring, linking, liking, and disliking. So no liking or disliking. Sattvik work, what are those Sattvik work? It is a duty. I'm not doing it because I like it. It is a duty. What are the duty? As soon as I am born, I have duty. I have duty to the family, to my parents, duty to the society, duty to the organization. That is duty. And scripture talk clearly. As soon as we are born, we have parents. So parents is our duty. Family is our duty. And we saw this whole thing again and again talking in Thakur Ramakrishna. Thakur Ramakrishna never told anybody that come become a sannyasi. Lot of family people used to go to him and stay around him. And he told them, yeah, run your family. That's your work. But when you do that, keep that in mind, that you are just doing your duty. Those actions are said to be Sattvik action, which are performed because it was a duty to do that, which are done in a mood of detachment, which are completed relinquishing the desires of the results of action. Relinquish the desires of action, and which are carried out by not carrying any liking or disliking. No raga desha. There is no liking or disliking. You can go back to chapter 3, chapter 6, the same message coming back. I don't have time to go back to all those verses. I have all those verses, but I can give you, if you email me, how it get repeatedly talk about the same thing. All of you heard beautiful story by Thakur Ramakrishna. He used to say, it is like the nursing mother, the nursing lady who nursed the baby. It's not her baby, but she put all the energy to that. That's the attitude a sannyasi will have, a tyagi will have. You will do all the work with extreme devotion, but it's not your baby. Somebody else's baby. Someday, that mother will come and take the baby away. So my job is to raise the baby. That's what is Sattvik knowledge is all about. That's what the Sattvik action is all about. Those actions are said to be Sattvik action, which are performed because it was a duty to do that. It is a duty. It is done in a mood of detachment, no attachment, no ragodesha, which are completed relinquishing the desires of the results of action, and which are carried out by not carrying liking or disliking. Next, Jattu kamopshuna karmo shahankarena papuna kriyate bahulayasang tadrajo shabudritam. Again, action performed by a person who expects the reward of his performance or action completed with pride and lot of difficulties are said to be of Rajasic type. So first of all, Rajasic is not doing his scripture proclaimed action. Again, action performed by a person who expects the reward, he is doing for his own reward. I need some results, and the result has to be my way, according to my liking. Action performed by a person who expects the reward of his performance or action completed with pride and lots of difficulties are said to be a Rajasic action. Next, tamasic action. What are tamasic action? Verse 25. Anubandham khayam hingsa manopekho cha paurusham mahodarabhate karma jattat tamusamuchyate. Anubandham khayam hingsa manopekho cha paurusham mahodarabhate karma jattat tamusamuchyate. Those actions are tamasic action, which are undertaken by not thinking its future outcome. So he doesn't have any planning. Anubandha, future good or bad results. Those actions are tamasic, which are undertaken by not thinking its future outcome, by not realizing the loss which will be occurred by the performance of it. He doesn't think about what will be the results. He wants his way. This is my work, I want this way. This is my idea. This is not his karma. This is not his prescribed duty. He is not doing for somebody's benefit. He is doing for his own benefit. Realizing the loss which will be occurred. Due to this action, he might lose a lot of money. He might lose a lot of energy. He doesn't have proper tool carried by the performance of action. It is done with a motive of violence or action undertaken irresponsibly by not estimating one's ability to complete it. He doesn't know whether he will be able to do it. He is not aware about his competence, his tools, his planning, nothing there. That is tamasic action. What is the source of this tamasic action? Because he thinks everybody is different and everybody is my enemy except myself. He always finds the negative thing in every aspect of life. You see? So 3 kinds of action we saw. Number 26. Now what is 3 kinds of doer? Mukta sango hanangho badi dhitu saho sabannita siddha siddhayo nirvikaro karta sattvic uchyate. Mukta sango hanahang badi dhitut saho samannita siddho siddhayo nirvikaro karta sattvic uchyate. He is a sattvic doer who is free from attachment. Same talk again and again. Free from attachment, who is humble. As soon as free of attachment, he becomes humble. Who has patience? He has patience. He is not in a hurry to accomplish something. Enthusiasm, and who is neutral to success and failure. Finally, he is not attached to the results. So whether it's a successful activity or unsuccessful, doesn't matter to him. To him, good or bad is the same. Mukta sango hanaham badi ditut saho samannita sahasa samannita siddho siddhayo nirvikaro. Siddho or asiddho. If it's successful, fine. If it's not, I did my try. Siddho siddho nirvikaro karta sattvic uchyate. Next. Give me 1 second. Number 27, a doer who is attached to his action, looks forward for the reward of his performance, is greedy, is unforgiving and unkind, is impure, and is movable by joy and grief, is a rajasic doer. Give me 1 second. Number 27, Ragi karma phalo prepshu lubdho hingsatto kaho suchi harsho shokannito karta Rajosho Porikirtita. Ragi Karmaphalepshu Lubdho Hingsatokho Shuchi Harsho Shokanito Karta Rajosho Porokirtita. A doer who is attached to his action. You see, here is Rajosik. He is attached to his action because he is not doing for Niyata Karma, what is his prescribed work. A doer who is attached to his action looks forward for the reward of his performance, is greedy, is unforgiving and unkind, is impure and movable by joy and grief, is a Rajasic doer. Next, number 29. Number 28. Ajukto prakitto stabadho shatho nishkriti kolahasho vishadi dirghasutricho karta tamosha uchate. What is tamosic doer? He is a tamosic who is restless in his mind. So he is in a hurry to do the work. He doesn't have any planning. He doesn't have the proper tool. So, but he wants to do the work. He is a tamosic who is restless in his mind, who is intellected unrefined. He didn't thought about the whole action properly because he doesn't have that intellect, that logical analysis power. Who is impolite? He has to be impolite because he thinks he is the only right person in this world. Is deceitful, takes away others' job in a wrongful way, is lazy, is sorrowful, and is too slow. You see, one lead to the other. He doesn't have any planning. He doesn't have any tool. He is not aware about his own capacity. So, the bottom line is he becomes sorrowful and too slow. And how, in modern day terms, Bhagavan Sri Krishna explaining all this. He is a tamasic who is restless in his mind, who's, you can see, we are always like that whenever we work with this way. I'm not going to say that look at others, look at myself. He is tamasic who is restless in his mind, whose intellect is undefined, who is impolite, is deceitful, takes away others' job in a wrongful way, is lazy, is sorrowful, and is too slow. So, what we studied so far is difference between Tyagi and Sannyasi, and then what are the three types of group of people? Sattvik, Rajasic, and Tamasic. How is their knowledge? How is their activity? How is their action? With that, we'll end today. And thank you for coming. And if you have any further question, please email Brian or myself, and we'll try to answer your question. With that, we'll end today's session.